Well, Mr. Brandboy confirming that the admins have picked the civilization for Mr. Brandboy. They didn't pick kind, and it's very simple. Just to send one message to confirm what civilization you want to play in this tournament. But Mr. Brandboy's recent skill level, Lieutenant Colonel, I'm sure he'd be able to work out how to play the Civ and move on. Ace in the chat saying he remembers when baby Brandboy was just a baby sergeant. Comrade Commissar donating $5 to the ESOC community. Go Harrison, he says, and hopefully we can go again into the next game and have a good game as we move forward. We have the game loading up currently right now. Save an EP recorded game, it says on my screen. Just checking though, it hasn't come through on the right side, so something has changed since last time I've been doing, well, even this since last week, that it's causing some sort of issues as the game loads. It might be something my end, it might be something patch end. I'll have to do some more looking into it at a later point. But once the game starts, it should be fine. The round is round of 32. Map is Fraser River. Mr. Brandboy playing as the Russians. Taunt18 playing as the Japanese. And I think we need to find out what Taunt18 stands for. And we can do that now.
Are you ready? Yes.
I believe that makes me your daddy.
What a taunt that is, Taunt18. I suppose that is just too long to type out as a chat name there, but that's quite funny. Nothing wrong with listening to a bit of Lizzie the Pirate from the campaign number 1. I'm not too sure whether she actually ever says that in the campaign. Maybe that was some bonus content cut from the campaign. We'll have to find out at a later point. Right, this is the round of 32 of iNcog's Empire Cup number 2. Mr. Brandboy will be playing versus Taunt18. Russia versus Japan. The map's Fraser River. Brandboy spawning to the northeast. The map in the colour blue. Taunt18 spawning to the southwest. Taunt18 explorers or monks still in base, working on a 50 food. I feel that these guys should be a little bit further out already. Where is it? There's the extra ultra ritual. I was looking for it. For some reason, sometimes that second rickshaw has trouble spawning. Right, quick map check. Both players having 2 mines on the plateau. This is a horrible second mine for Mr. Brandboy, but it is. It's there, so no problems about that. 4 mines apiece and plenty of hunts out on the map. The map's a good one. Mr. Brandboy sees 40 wood guarded by 1 grizzly bear. Could have also gone for the trapped native scout. When you're playing as Russia, you only have 1 scouting unit. Maybe in this case, he might want to go for the native scouts ahead of the grizzly bear. You can't really use this wood early on as Russia, but you can certainly benefit from the early scouting information that the scout gives you. 14 vils queued up for Mr. Brandboy, looking to age up on 14 vils as per normal. Taunt18 chopping an extra bit of wood there, or had the shrines on wood briefly. Nope, looks like he just gathered a 40 wood treasure to drop down a second shrine, so looks like shrines, 120 wood. Thrown down 2 of them, no consulate play, probably no cami play, and interesting to see what Taunt18's first card will be. And looking at the eco population and the population Taunt has, 2 vils in queue, 2 in the pop coming. There's going to be 2 villagers being sent from Taunt18. Yeah, 2 vils first card from Taunt18. We also have a deck which will make Azak in the chat very happy. We have Samurai Attack, which is a very strong 20% as well. Just like Yumi Archer's 20% attack. We have this Samurai card, Samurai Speed and Reduced. cost? No, increased cost, but increased speed. That's an interesting card. I'm not too sure when that trade-off will really benefit. Actually, I think it's worth sending though, because samurais, they really benefit from a higher speed to close into combat before their opponents. Ninjas, high running samurai as well. Refrigeration make their appearance. No wood or coin in the deck for Taunt18. No Yumi card or Yumi archers as well. Looks like Taunt18 has got some sort of plan versus what Russia likes doing. Tory Gates is being thrown down at home for Taunt18, looking to get the samurai out on the field early. 3 villagers have only just started walking across the map. They do have the woods to drop down a blockhouse. They could drop it this side of the trading post, but it's deciding to go really far forward and drop it close to the trading route of Taunt18. And if he's got this waypoint set forward, you can send your economic rally point on the cherry orchards and then military rally point forwards. This could be close, but I think that blockhouse will be up just in time before that one samurai comes out. And it just reminds me of the time that I Am Turk was able to defeat Giving Anxiety in Japan Mirror with just one samurai and one samurai only. I'm not too sure that I Am Turk even lost a single samurai, so that was a very interesting game to behold. I'm not too sure this will be as one-way traffic this game as that game. Mr. Brandboy does get up to the next stage. Blockhouse is upstanding. Explorer focusing down the samurai as well. And it's very smart play actually, just to try and pick off the HP from this unit. Quite scary early on, especially if you're wanting to go something like 5 Cossacks first from Mr. Brandboy. Looks like 5 Cossacks is in queue. 10 Strelets being trained afterwards as well. 5 Ashi's first card from Taunt18 is scouted out by Mr. Brandboy as well, so good scouting information there. And no barracks coming down from Taunt18. It's already down, pardon me. No market play though. Does have some shrines available. 70 pop-in shrines is pretty decent, considering you don't even have the Toshoga shrine. But all of Japan's shrines are somewhat defensive, and this hunting from Mr. Brandboy is quite free on his side of the map. Cossack sent to the hometown centre. Disappointing for Mr. Brandboy. Mr. Brandboy will be kicking himself. But it's not too bad though. He's timing this Cossack push with the batch of Strelets he's trained. Strelets engaging with the Samurai and the Ashigaru Musketeer mass. A raid coming from the Cossacks, putting some pressure on Taunt18's eco. Town centre was focusing down the Strelets, but all the villagers are back out again. But trading one Strelet for one Ashi at a time is probably not what Taunt18 wants. Cossacks moving around for another raid. And another 5 Ashi ships. Mr. Brandboy needs to pull back to his blockhouse. He's got 10 more Strelets in the queue. Cossacks could snare around, flank from behind and get a good snare. We'll have to take the monks as his only sort of reward from his early Cossack play. But Taunt18 might have enough units to actually take down his forward blockhouse. 10 Strelets out from the blockhouse. And I think this is probably be the crucial engagement of the game is about to happen soon. And it basically is, will this blockhouse survive or not? 700 woods sent to the town centre, and I was holding my breath, somewhat expecting 700 wood then being shipped forward, as Mr. Brandboy may have changed his spawn point, but no, at home, nice and safely. Let's have a quick look at units lost. 1 vil for Taunt18, a bit of idle time. Apart from that though, nothing else has been lost really from Taunt18 apart from a few Ashigarus. Mr. Brandboy though has lost considerably more units than the Japan player, but that is to be expected when you're raiding underneath the town centre. Right, Mr. Brandboy has this wood and he's gathering up now. What's his plan with it? What does he want to do? He wants to drop a stable, so he's going to go for Strelet Cossack play here. It looks like could go send 700 coin as his next card and try and pump out about 5 to 8 Cossacks. Damyo Mototada comes out and only 1 blockhouse, big mass of Strelets. Those 2 Cossacks are only reduced down to 2. Another batch come out, but these daimyos could actually do a decent amount of work. And actually, you could argue you don't actually want to focus down the daimyos with your Strelets. You can't want to focus the Ashes with your Strelets and just let the daimyo just slowly pick away your Strelet. Still a 3-hit kill, and you've got so many of these Strelets. Actually, I don't think it really matters that one daimyo attacking you. Brief period of respite, looking at the recalculated economic populations, which take the shrines and the woods trickle card into consideration. Relatively even between both players, but as the game goes on, I think it's only going to scale towards Russia, especially as the Japan players sent Ashi card into daimyo. No wood, no villagers, and Mr. Brandboy is actually in a decent position. Does have to pull his vills back though. Here comes again another Ashigaru raid from Japan. 4.5 speed units will chase down and close down these settlers. Another 2 may go down here if Taunt18 splits his Ashi fire. Would he do it? No. Slow reactions there from Taunt18. I think some of his units were in range then at that point. But big raid possibly. Mr. Brandboy is now moving his villagers and does survive the worst of it. Let's move into the right side. Here comes a Nagi swing! Where have these Nagis come from? Being trained by the daimyo, looks like, and it's Strelets caught out in the open from the Ashigarus. Where are the Cossacks? A couple of musketeers moving forwards. One Cossack raiding. Coin sent to the forward blockhouse. No villagers nearby. That entire Strelet mass is going down. Is this the end of Mr. Brandboy's taunt life as it is? And losing to Taunt18? Losing to a surprise batch of Nagis. And the 3 samurai come out from the daimyo as well. Just spawning 3 samurai on top of a infantry mass. You just don't expect that from any other civ apart from Japan. It's just why Japan are just so strong. They have so many options and picks off a lot of Strelets, forces the Minutemen, and they can retreat as well. Picking up more villagers. 4 vills now down for Mr. Brandboy. Cheap Russian musketeers getting picked off very quickly. Still not a lot of anti-cavalry here for Mr. Brandboy. Minutemen are starting to go on low HP, focusing down by the Ashigarus. And those cavalry really clutch in the moment. Daimyo absorbing so much damage, but allowing the production of Naginatas here is really smart versus Strelets. And these Nagis are very clearly 2-hit killing these Strelets and just very quickly picking this apart. This skirmisher mass. Some clubmen from Taunt18 could be very nice. He has 400 export but no consulate, and you can just see by his macro he's not interested in chopping any wood at this point. He doesn't want to go for a consulate. He doesn't want to go for any more shrines. He just wants to trade off his units as well as he can at this point. One Ashi being trained likely from the daimyo at the moment. Was that another samurai being trained from the daimyo? I think one samurai did go down there. But big raid here on the villagers. The villagers again being snared by the samurai. Full HP here. Yeah, another samurai shipment being sent forward. And more villagers going down. Snared from the samurai. No great coats. These guys getting picked off very, very quickly. And focus fire there. Could have picked off one more, but be very, very happy with that pickup. And where is Mr. Brandboy gathering? He's gathering just nearby this Japan army. No garrison point, no blockhouse. Already losing 12 villagers, but having no military to really deal with this heavy infantry mass from Taunt18. The only military he has is the musketeers and Cossacks on the other side of the map, and with no villagers nearby to actually go into the town centre for town centre fire. This town centre is actually been taken down. Samurai very, very strong. Did that monk just poof to the daimyo? Am I missing that? Regardless though, the samurais did spawn at the daimyo for the home city shipment point, and 26 HP remaining, but increasing with the HP, just recovery when you stood still. Ashi is being trained as well. Here come the Ashi attack card, plus 15 on the Ashigarus. 30 attack underneath that daimyo, so very, very strong units. much severely outclassed the Russian musketeers. The fact that you lost the town centre already, and now losing houses to the samurais and the Naginatas, not great. Mr. Brandboy, his options to come back in is really tough. Needs a 13 Strelets shipment as well as timed to 10 Strelets. Mix the musketeers with the Strelets to kind of spread out that tanky-ish fire which the Strelets can kind of give you. Pick off these Ashigarus and then try and do your best to get your eco started. Taunt18 is somewhat all in at this point, so it's not as black and white over as you think between Japan and Russia at this point. Cossack snaring the Ashigarus though, waiting for his musketeer mass to come in. More musketeers coming in, but I'm not too sure this trade is really working in Brandboy's favour. I suppose he has more musketeers than what Taunt18 has, but these musketeers are very strong underneath the daimyo supports, and Mr. Brandboy really needed some Strelets, but I suppose severely housed. Nowhere to train more Strelets. He needs to throw down some houses and blockhouses just to get this production going. There you go, a batch of Strelets does come out, but he's already engaged with his colonial Rusketeers as it is. Strelets only coming into the fight now. Samurai out front, tanking in cover mode, taking a full volley of Musketeers, pellets to the face and still standing up. But now with the reinforcing daimyo behind this, this is really looking, well, it doesn't look game ending. Oh, this could be game ending though. 700 foods to the forward blockhouse. Well, I suppose that's his only spawn point he actually has at this moment. He has already sent that 13 Strelets, pardon me, a while back. Daimyo does go down, so these Ashigaras are now slightly weaker than they were. 27 attack, 170 HP, and a few units to try and pick these off, but it's still 20 pop to 5 pop of this. 3 villagers going down as well. Will Taunt18 push out with his villagers to capture the food? Well, he probably doesn't need to actually. He can now, but the blockhouse is gone. And if it wasn't looking over before, it is now. And Mr. Brandboy does type the GG. The all-in play from Taunt18. 5 Ashi, Daimyo, a double 3 Samurai cards, the Nagis, and the Samurai. I'm fuming. The Nagi and the Samurai pop, though, from Taunt18 was such a crucial pop. The right units at the right place at the right time. Mr. Brandboy losing all his villagers to the Ashi raid as well. 2 defining moments in this game. Look at the military population. Samurais and Nagis just decimates what Mr. Brandboy had. This is Nagi pop. This is the Samurai pop. And all his Strelets just fall over one by one. All resources gathered. Russian favoured, thanks to the crates mainly. Taunt18 in no shrine. No heavenly kami as well. No crate cards in the second age. So the resource gathered doesn't really give you much information. But villager population. Look at the raising for Taunt18 put down to Mr. Brandboy. 28 down to 19 from that massive Ashi raid.